Hey everybody, before I get started, let me take a moment to say thank you very much to Zzounds Music Sales Online. I was able to get this Ibanez Prestige brand new guitar, and it wouldn't be possible without the way they do business. So thanks, big thanks to Zzounds, Zzounds.com. And I was also able to get a DiMarzio Dream Catcher that's designed by John Petrucci. And this pickup is a DiMarzio Fusion, which is basically a Titan, but don't say anything. Okay, so anyway, I love this guitar. Thank you guys. Alright, so today I'm going to talk about arpeggios. And a lot of people kind of look at them as like a mystery, and you know, it's a stupid word and it's weird. What is it? And the most simple way that I like to describe an arpeggio is simply breaking up a chord into single notes, or breaking up a scale into single notes, and strumming it in a manner that emphasizes each note. So for like a simple A chord, or even the whole chord, doing it a bar style, if you just bounce between the strings, that is a simple arpeggio. You're probably already doing it and didn't even know it. You're already playing arpeggios. It's just that if you do really difficult ones, multi-notes, it gets confusing. So ultimately all you're doing is breaking up the chord, like taking it farther with the same A chord. You're just strumming it like that. It's good for your right hand. And your left hand, you've got this kind of, you're starting to actually play lead kind of style with your fingers on a chord. So what you do is just then move it around. You're just strumming the notes of that chord, but doing it in a kind of a lead way. So then eventually you start breaking it up and kind of incorporating it into a lead. Whatever. And also, ultimately, that is slow sweep picking. You're really practicing lots of different techniques when you check into this station. If you push on down and then pull back up, you're practicing a slow sweep. And then over time you get it faster and faster. But that's not what I'm talking about today. I'm excited, can you tell? This thing has got me slightly motivated. So what I'm going to do is I want to talk real quick about something in the past. I used to see a lot of players when I was growing up and playing. I watched tons of blues type stuff, and a lot of the players would not use their pinky very much. Even if it was a stretch like this, you're talking, it's 4 frets, they would use their ring finger instead. The pinky just kind of disappears under there. So I was like, no, we have 4 fingers, there's 4 frets, so let's do it like this. And I did that so much, I even thought, you know what, I'm not going to do scales like this either. I'm going to stretch them out. So I can get a good stretch and I get my pinky strong. And then, so it's just, you know, using my pinky a lot, and then for like tapping, you know, and then trying to stretch as much as possible. And then my ring finger suddenly got weak. And I'm still actually trying to get the ring finger to pinky going back strong. The relationship between the ring finger and pinky. So the arpeggio I came up with last night during practice was an F shape, and adding as many notes as you can into it. But then also what we end up doing is taking away certain notes, or adding some in the form of an arpeggio. So you start with the ring finger, because that's my weak point at this moment, You should always practice what's difficult, what's hard to do, not what you can always do. Practice stuff that's very difficult to do, and slow it down and then speed it up more and more until it's easier. And then practice something else that you cannot do yet. That's what practice is. Rehearsals, when you just go through and play songs that you already know. That's the difference between practice and rehearsal. Okay, so you start with the ring finger, and the next available finger would be your pinky, and then the next available finger would be the middle finger, and the next available finger would be the index finger. So what I'm going to do is go through some of those. I'm going to use 7 string because I have it. So I'm going to do and I'll slow it down a lot. I'll slow it down, and also I'm going to start at the low string and go all the way up. That's the actual pattern, and since you're going down straight through doing the same pattern, some of the notes are going to sound awkward at first. The main point is just to get your hand exercised, to get busy doing something with it. Use every finger, every fret, every string. So that's the main point of this, and we're building the coordination. Okay, so this actually has like a triplet feel to it. Okay, this is so slow. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, let me try that. Next one up. Okay, I hope you see the relationship in the shape of that. And then the relationship between the fingers right next to each other, and then these are open. So you just bring that one down, bring this one down. So the last note's actually on the index finger. So alright, so I'm going to speed it up a little bit. Da, da. let's speed it up a little bit. Okay, so now I've sped it up to 80 beats per minute, and the thing is it's basically halftime. So it's like playing at 40 beats a minute, really, because of the way. Da, 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 da. I mean, like, you know, this is the tempo, but the bum, 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 playing like that. So here we go, a little faster. That one again. Alright, a little faster. I'm going to change keys too. So actually too, between the changing strings or changing keys, you need to find a note that you like to hang on that kind of shows that you're about to change. It's a transitional note. So for me, I'm holding on to, and then changing strings. And the one reason why I'm doing that is because that last note I'm holding is the first note of this second phrase. Let's make it as easy as possible. Okay, so I've changed keys and I've sped up a little bit. Let's see how this goes. Do it twice. Okay, so a lot of times when you move to another area on the guitar neck, I've gone up to the octave and I'm not used to doing it right there, so it looks a little different, so it's a little more challenging. So you just gotta press your way through it and keep doing it till you get it. Can't hang on that other note. I don't like the way that sounds, so do that again. So don't get discouraged if you're playing this and it gets frustrating. You got to do it over and over and over and over. Like there are certain areas on the guitar neck where I can do it real fast. But if I move a little bit off, it's like my calibration, my eyes go just like, that looks weird. So sometimes it is actually better to look away. So, you know, you're just like, because your fingers are still in the same four spaces in the same strings, and you get once you get the feel of it, you don't have to look as much until you totally change keys or something, change the location on the neck. So sometimes it is good to look away, and it's actually good for your eyes too to look around for a little bit instead of just staring at the neck. And so I'm going to speed it up and move back to the original position just for fun. New tempo. bit faster. Alright, one wrong note, because I did the flat that one. Anyway, hopefully you get the idea to get the arpeggios. Arpeggios are just broken up chords and scales and played in a way that kind of makes a pattern that sounds musical. And in this case, since I'm trying to get my ring finger involved more in this kind of playing, the pattern is not all that pretty sounding. Some of it sounds odd, but it is it's good exercise. That's the main whole point of this, is just getting the fingers moving, play something that's hard that sounds decent. I mean, you can chunk that and it sounds good, you know, if you're busting out stuff. You know, it sounds cool to do that part of it, but when you start mixing it in with the rest, it sounds kind of odd. Ignore that different sound and just keep going through and moving. I hope you enjoyed this. Once again, thanks to Zzounds, Zzounds.com for hooking me up with this awesome Ibanez 7-string Prestige. You guys take care.